precisely because I was disabled, I was looking for the happiness, and first of all, I wanted to try to be normal. I thought to be happy, to be like the others. And I cannot reach this goal because I still remain disabled. And by chance, I read a book about Socrates from Plato, who say the happiness is not in the reality, but in the way you see the reality. And this gave me a goal for my life. I want to study philosophy in order to be happier. I like very much Spinoza because he said that the goal of life is the joy. Joy. And usually in daily time we say, I have 20 problems, and when I solve it, I will have the joy. And Spinoza says, no, it's not this way. It's because you are here and now in the joy that you can cope your problems. And I think it's a good conversion because we always are waiting for happiness, waiting for joy, but the joy is a discovery. How can we be joyful here and now with my life? So for me, philosophy is very practical. It's a way of life, of to be happier in the daily basis. Yes, I am married. I have 2 children, and yes, for me it's a good lesson because for my little children, I'm not disabled people. I'm only daddy, and it's a good lesson of life because by growing up, we take prejudice and we have lots to learn of children, yes, because when you are pitiful, you reduce the other, you decide him to be unhappy. And I suffered very much of that, and I think social worker and everybody must. I prefer to have compassion than pity, because in pity you are sad, in compassion you are loving the other. What is the first thing is in pity is sadness, but the first thing in compassion is love. Yes, every day. And yes, and it's a bit because of that I try to be a philosopher, because there is a philosopher, Diogenes, from the Cynic school, who say you don't have to be touched by the mockery, and because the eyes of the other don't determine you. And that's a huge tool for me. When I'm in the street and when there are people laughing at me, I say, I think they are not laughing at my real personality. They are only laughing at an appearance. It's not at me to answer. I think yes, because my parents gave me the sense of humor. It's difficult in English, but in the sense of the other, to try to be attentive. Yes, I think we usually ask what can we do for disabled people, and I think it's a good thing to ask what can the normal people learn from disabled people. And I think in today's life we forget the being, you know. We try to associate what is a good life by doing things, by having things, but the more essential thing is what we are really. And by being with disabled people, but it's also true with every minority, we can learn what the human being really are. Perhaps we are mistaken by seeking the happiness in the having, in the doing. And when you are disabled or when you suffer, you cannot find happiness in this way. And that's the first lesson we can have by just looking at the reality.